Am I the jerk for telling my boyfriend he is financially cut off from me if he buys a pug puppy? So this situation involves me, 28, and BF, 27. We have been together for about 2 years and some change. We live together and split all the main bills, but the rest of our paychecks we keep separate and spend how we wish. Typically this works fine. But despite him earning the same, sometimes more, than me, he is not great at budgeting. He gets takeout almost every day, buys coffee out every single day, sends his god-awful abusive mom money whenever she asks, etc., and I've had to help him out with money multiple times. But the real issue started when he brought up wanting to buy a pug puppy. Now, I work in veterinary medicine, lead VT at my clinic, and frequently see firsthand the suffering these dogs go through due to bad breeding and even just their breed standard anatomy. Plus they are prone to so many chronic expensive health issues. And I've found over the years that no matter what the other person says, if you work in my field and they get a pet, a lot of the harder care aspects, like medical, will fall on you. And honestly, I find buying a pug at all to be unethical and something I am not okay with. I certainly wouldn't be willing to bring them into my clinic and shoulder the responsibility, which I know would happen. I love my boyfriend, but this is a guy who thought neutering a dog involved removing their parts and even says he knows nothing about animals until I met you. Who is going to have to manage the situation when this dog has chronic allergic dermatitis/otitis or IBDD or one of the other million issues they typically end up having? Me. I already know it. I explained all this to him and he got quite upset with me for completely shutting down what he wants. I told him a small med dog isn't out of the question, just not a pug or other brachycephalic dog and not a puppy. They are far too much of a time and effort commitment than either of us can provide and wouldn't be good for anyone. I don't like to admit that I pulled that this is literally my career field and I know what I'm talking about when he kept repeating, well, you don't know that. Because yeah, I kinda do. I am also not proud of this, but I told him if he did get the pug puppy I would never help him out again with money and I would give him zero help with the puppy, including bringing them into my clinic as an employee-affiliated pet for at cost care, cheaper but by no means free, or medications. He was pretty shocked when I said this and left our apartment to go cool off. I guess he told our mutual friend because they told me via text I was being a jerk about the whole thing and must hate animals. All my coworkers agree with me, but I know they are obviously biased. Am I the jerk? This mutual friend was his best friend before we started dating and they became my friend also. Or at least I thought they were. While what they said is shitty and not okay, I have a hard time believing my boyfriend actually called me that to him. Even when we argue, not often, but happens, he has never used any language like that or anything even remotely disrespectful. I would not tolerate that. He is immature at times, but never like that. My clinic is actually part of a shelter. I talked at length with him about how we could foster one of the dogs from work who was compatible with us and our lifestyle, size, energy, age, cat-friendly, etc., before adopting, and he was not happy with this. He also was not interested in mixes with pug who didn't have the extremely short face due to not looking like a pug anymore. That's when I got a little more forceful with my ultimatum. If we got a dog together then I would be happy to take on the lion's share of things like medical care because this is a pet we got together and just makes sense. I got my cat before dating him, so my cat, and have never asked him to shoulder any aspect of her care other than feeding her if I was going to be home late from work or something similar. We have never had an issue like this before, so that's one reason I'm a bit lost on if I was really in the wrong or not. I appreciate all the comments a lot. I'll be in the comments, but I think this addressed the most common inquiries. Clearing up confusion. I am a vet tech, not a veterinarian. Think of it as nurse versus doctor. Just been seeing some confusion in the replies.